What's going on, everybody? Kasabe here with a cool little detail that I noticed earlier here today. I was talking with my friends about this game that came out for SNES back in 1995 called Fighting Baseball. And if you don't know what that is, there was a game back on the Super Nintendo that I think was called MLB PA Baseball, and they had all of the major league players. However, they wanted to port this over in Japan, and they didn't have the rights to the Players Association and thereby all the names for everybody in the Major League Baseball. So the developers had to come up with Americanized names to use in the game that actually weren't real players. This has been kind of popularized in a few Twitter posts and this video by ProZD that I'm showing here on the screen. I thought it'd be cool to maybe make a team of my own since I'm pretty keen into making logos. So you can kind of see here I have the one for Fighting Baseball right now. And I was like, what if I just made a franchise with these players, the ones that were kind of highlighted in the video? And I did a little bit more digging as well on Reddit. Somebody actually found all of the rosters from that game and put them into a Google Sheet. So there's a full roster of all of these players across like 20 or 30 teams, and it's not enough to make like a full roster for everybody. Like there's only 5 starting pitchers per team, there's only 5 relievers per team, and for whatever reason a lot of the backups in the game are second baseman or first baseman, which isn't something you can realistically do in an MLB setting, especially for a franchise, but still thought it was really cool. At the very least, I wanted to do all the ones that were from the Twitter post. So first I'll show you what all the jerseys and everything look like. So my team is the Fighting Baseball All-Stars. Obviously they can't say Fighting Baseball, so I just put Japan, which is the country of origin that this whole roster and thereby the meme took place in. So there is the home jersey as well. I'll show you the away jersey. Wanted to give them American colors, but also kind of give it a little bit more of like a flair that made it very unique to other MLB teams that they'd be playing against. So there's the away jersey. And I started a franchise. I'll show you the results of that here. Just took a roster that was all people who are 1 overall Joe Randoms, and I simulated to 2050, so 30 years into the future, once all the Joe Randoms retired and everybody was made with draft classes. And then I went ahead and renamed all of those players to the people from this roster. So I'll show you my pitching rotation here. Got Dwight Rorchigel, Anatoly Smorin, Kevin Ogilny, a couple other guys over here. One of my personal favorites, John Armstrong. Not Armstrong, there's an extra A in there. Mike Hernandez, Ted Balloon. And if you go to the lineups, got Sleeve McDykel, Ray McSriff, Bobson Dugnut, Mike Truck, Raul Chamberlain. A lot of funny names in there. But while I was making this, the last step was, instead of like creating every single player from scratch, I wanted to, have the game kind of auto-generate people, attributes, and what they looked like. The last step was going in and actually putting in these names for these players. And lo and behold, I realized that SDS, whether it was totally on their own or through a request of somebody else, actually has a few of these names already in the game. So Bobson Dugnut's one of my favorites, and it is just so cool that Matt Vasgersian can actually say this in the game. Let me play it for you.
Bobson Dugnut.
That's just one. I think there were like 10 other names that Vasgersian can also say, so like there's a couple of them that he can't, and that's all right. Not everybody in that original tweet is referenced, but take a look at this.
Dwight Rorchigel.
Show you a few more. So there's a few of them that obviously you can't say, like Anson Sweeney, Glenn Allen Mixon. You just had to make it as close as possible. Mike Trucks are very common. I mean, as far as the rest of them go, pretty common.
Mike Truck.
There's one more that I was just, well, Sleeve McDykel you can say. I'll first show you that one.
Sleeve McDykel.
Just some of these were like, oh my gosh, like, there's they're just so horribly spelled. There's no way that this is going to pop up, because you know when you type in the correct last name for a player, it automatically like says, hey, there's matching audio for this player, do you want to add it? So this was the one where I was just like, really, are you kidding me?
Ray McShrift.
I mean, like, you can kind of tell in the audio that even Vasgersian might be questioning how to like actually pronounce this correctly.
McShrift.
The one I really wanted to hear and isn't is Mario McElwain, I think is how most people would probably pronounce that, but that's alright. Can't remember if they say Dustis or not. Yep, they do.
Willie Dustis.
Super hilarious, and I'm going to get a kick out of playing this franchise. Gonna see if I can do a whole season about it. I don't know if I'll make a video series about it or not, but I think it's going to be pretty fair, all things considered. The only things I tweaked were a couple of the potentials of these players, because I didn't go ahead and rename everybody, just like the people who actually, I changed the names, I changed their potential, but I did not change any stats for these players. I think if I go to the league standings, I'm in like the top 10 or 15, yeah, 9th in the league, so not like super overpowered like a couple of my franchises are. I'm like 9 seasons deep into one of my franchises, so this will be a little fun, just like learning new players, having funny names, and not, you know, crushing everybody I play just because my team is overpowered. So yeah, still pretty decent team, but again, I just simulated 30 seasons and let the GM just take care of everything himself. But still, just wanted to share, super cool, the fact that they could probably say about 10 of these players' names. Like, I was impressed even just by doing that. This was just purely like a franchise that I thought I could play between now and March when the game comes out, because like I played through a season of my old one and I don't want to, you know, be in the middle of the season when the new generation stuff comes out. But also just like to show to my friends. I have a few friends that, you know, we've talked about the meme, and I just wanted to show them I could make a franchise with this. But the audio just gave it a whole extra layer of coolness. So there is my team. There's my jerseys. The one time I think where like the 2-tone hat, 3-tone hat, I guess, really pays dividends. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's cool, but anyhow, just a cool little Easter egg I found in the game. Again, it's from Fighting Baseball SNES 1995. Here we are 25 years later, and some of those players are in this game. Super cool. Thanks for watching.